Welcome back. Now, for almost a month now, Nigerians have been queuing at fuel stations all over the country to get petrol for their vehicles and for other uses of generators, of course. But the scarcity of petrol has continued to bite harder. Nigerians are lamenting. Fuel is sold for 180 to 200, 300 naira. We haven't heard any about them recently. Yeah. There is no electricity, yet filling stations have refused to sell fuels in jerry cans. So we ask, what are you going through? We'd like to just to share your own experiences. As I said earlier, our Minister of State for Petroleum has assured us that things will ease out, but we're just trying to let you feel that we are feeling what you're feeling. So, Jumoke, I want to start with...
my own grouse is with the Minister of Petroleum, our president.
Yes.
He made himself Minister of Petroleum. Okay. Not once have I heard him say anything about this fuel scarcity, except to say to Kachuku that it is no longer funny.
But he has empowered Kachuku now.
No. Kachuku is a junior minister. I mean, petroleum is such a very serious industry that you need a minister who is on top of things, you know. And Kachuku, obviously not a politician, a technocrat doing his best within his means. Our Minister of Petroleum should be on top of things, but he's never in the country. Yeah. But let me leave him.
He's trying to ensure that your Panama papers are reviewed and we get all our property, all our accounts back.
He had nothing to do with the Panama papers.
All right.
But what we're going through, I'm a little cushioned because I'm able to walk into a filling station and have the attendants attend to me based on personal recognition. But the Keja Disco, as much as I think that they give us more power than they give other people, is very difficult. You have to choose between the devil and the deep blue sea. Should I just open the door and allow the mosquitoes come in, or die here in heat? Because we use small gen with petrol from 7 till 10, trying to conserve energy, and then we use a big gen with diesel from 10 to 1 a.m. so that we can put on our ACs and sleep. But guess what? At 3 a.m., when the AC has gone off, you just start to feel this extreme heat, and it's terrible. You have fuel in your car and you get stuck in traffic with this very expensive petroleum products in your car. You get stuck in traffic because people who are trying to buy are queuing on the roads and causing heavy traffic in Lagos. The suffering does not preclude whoever you voted for. It does not know your personality, be you rich man or poor man. It's extreme.
It's biting everybody.
I think if we calculate how much we might have lost in terms of manpower, man hours, and then calculate how much, what damage that has even done to the economy again, we would be able to see how serious the scarcity thing is. For me, for some weeks now, I haven't been driving because number one, I can't go and queue. My job won't give me that time. Number two, the price is exorbitant. The last time I bought was 130, and then coming all the way from where I live to. So I mean, the variables are there, and that's not just for me. That's for many other Nigerians. You lose your comfort, you lose your... But
so do you prefer to stay at the bus stop waiting for buses that never come? Because I've noticed that.
No. They will come, but you will pay
exorbitant.
That's one. Then I think that away from the personal side of things, let's take it that's at the micro. That's at me. I want to be happy that I'm hungry, but that I can smell the aroma of good food cooking somewhere. So I know that no matter, even if I'm going to be hungry for another 5 minutes, food is going to come, and I'm going to be able to eat. That's what Nigerians want to see. We may go through this temporary phase, but why are we going through it? And after the tunnel, are we really going to see light?
Yeah.
You know that the issue of subsidy, the issue of the marketers, the NNPC, as we all know, does not have the capacity. Government wanted to take over,
importation.
Yes, that process. But I think that we will do ourselves some good to face the reality that, look, Nigeria is a capitalist country. Businessmen are going to be involved. Even if, Morayo, take it from me, even if we say that the subsidy regime and all of that is fraught with corruption, what countries all over the world do is that they say, we are going to limit corruption to the barest minimum. But you cannot take it away. And bear in mind that, for fuel to be available now, you need these marketers to also be to
partner with you.
Yes.
But not, let me even link.
Even if in the short term, while you lay the groundwork for the longer term prospect, which is get our refineries back and ensure that the process is sanitized.
I wanted to link this to power, because the truth is that as regards fuel that we use in our vehicles to get around, our Minister of State has assured us that, listen, things will ease up. But the truth is that aside from driving around, we need those things to generate power in our electricity. Now, our Minister for Power, Housing and Works has assured us that they're working on power, but unfortunately, this issue of gas pipelines, vandalism is still there, and now the power has dropped to 2,000 something megawatts. So for me, that's a major issue, because later we're talking about alternate sources of energy.
Oh, can I just
from the reports
in
the front pages of the papers today? Governor Fashola was saying that the minister. I don't know. That is, I'm so used to that. The minister was saying that we have the biggest power plants we have in Nigeria is the Egbin power plant, and I think the capacity is about 1,000. I'm not sure now, 1,000 something. That it has dropped to 400 and something due to this gas thing you're talking about. But I want to go back to the NNPC, because everything is linked. When Kachuku was saying that he wanted to reshuffle some areas in the NNPC, they were strong. What's it called, oppositions, to say that they didn't want to shuffle, because what they noticed over the years is that by the time NNPC releases even the little ones that they refine, vandals will go and vandalize these pipelines, and we end up getting stuck, going back to square one. So my point is, in this change that we have clamored for and that has come, they said, even a wise person said that if change, even for the better, is always accompanied with a lot of discomfort. I think what we are facing now, the reality of what we are facing today, is I have a very strong sense of hope that there will be light at the end of the tunnel.
Let me come to Cyril, but let me take this Bashir. Bashir, are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, please go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
Very
great.
Well. Just few things that I'm about to say about this fuel scarcity of the thing. The problem there is we are the problem of ourselves in this country. Let's not be sincere with ourselves. You can see since yesterday and day before yesterday, they have been pumping fuel drastically in Lagos. If you can move around, you see a lot of filling stations are selling. But if government can help us, all these black marketers, they are doing and tripping. They were the ones disturbing pump attendants in selling. They will take their vehicle in, buy, then come outside, siphon it, go back again, so that you that need to buy 2,000, 3,000, you will be able to get into that police station and buy. And that is the problem of this country. If we can just do away with all this black marketer of a thing on this road, I believe if you move around, Onepan, Ikeja, everywhere, you see them selling now. They are selling, but all these black marketers does not make things easy for us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, Cyril, you're going to say something, respond to what I said earlier.
You see, Minister Kachuku's statement about fuel easing off in Lagos and
by tomorrow
and Abuja
and some other places. You know that when the whole issue of I'm not a magician came up and he was scolded and he retracted and he said this thing will ease off by April 5th, 6th and 7th. As on Friday, last Friday, he recanted. He said he didn't give that 7th deadline. So if people are hoping that he gave a deadline and
for tomorrow,
he recanted it. So and before then he had said this thing will ease off in a matter of days. Then later on,
but today's paper said before the end of the week.
You see, that's my challenge as a journalist. I'm trained not to believe until proven beyond. So I'm to be honest with you, I'm skeptical. It is possible it will happen, and if it does, praise the Lord for all of us. Okay, but the point remains that I'm learning to take his statements with a pinch of salt. Yes, okay. Because over time there has been a track record of saying one thing and then seeing the exact opposite, or say one thing. When he said he was a magician, people, those who were in support of him, rose up and said he has said the truth as it should be. In his own defense of what he said he was only joking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's take a few tweets.
Olajide says, it's so sad. My school just announced 2 days holiday because of the fuel scarcity situation. It's really sad and annoying.
Where?
Tauri's rule says, no light, no fuel. There can never be another hell aside Nigeria. Nigeria is hell.
We shouldn't
No,
be
Nigeria is
taking
not
this
hell.
kind
We're
of
going to get better.
Garth George says,
Yeah.
I saw a heap of transparent plastic bottles at a filling station piling up to 2 feet. No human was there. Were they raptured? Oluwatoyin says,
Let me take this call from Magboro. Good morning. Are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Bola, go ahead, please.
I feel there's a simple issue here. There's an assumption that there could be productivity where there's no light, no fuel. And it's surprising that at this stage, even the Minister for Power is shielded was that there was 5,000 megawatts, whatever. As I speak with you, I live at Fortright Estate. 3 weeks I had no light, I had 7,000 naira bill. The last time I had light was 2 days ago, between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. no light. I don't think we are managing crisis. I don't give a damn about the president. His jurisdiction may not involve supplying fuel. But let the Minister of Power resign. Let the Minister for Petroleum, let them resign. Look, if this country is going to boil, it will be more than what we are seeing. I can't go to my office today. That's why I can call you.
On what grounds are they resigning,
On
sir?
my inviter.
No, let me ask him.
No. Thank you very much for your contribution. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to bring our guest in because we're thinking of alternate source of energy. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now, advancement in technology over the years has produced rapid evolution in electricity generation. And nuclear energy is an advanced source of energy which has helped most developed nations to diversify from relying on single source of electricity. One of the common challenges confronting every Nigerian and the nation, as we said earlier, is this issue of electricity. Now, with the country's recent quest for nuclear power, is Nigeria ready for nuclear energy? Joining us to discuss this is an energy expert, Engineer Oduche Azir. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. So, of course, we heard what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
No power. We know we have the natural resources to generate electricity. We've heard about coal being used. We've heard of different the dams, the different sources of energy. Our president recently had meeting with the nuclear summit where part of what they discussed was how to generate a power with nuclear. Now, what are your thoughts on this alternate source of energy?
The question asked, are we ready? My answer is an emphatic no.
Okay.
And that is coming from somebody who has worked in the nuclear power industry in the United States. 30 years ago, I was in the design team of Bechtel Power Corporation on one of the nuclear power plants that was actually designed while we were still at war. I was a young man in Biafra. At that time, the Diablo Canyon nuclear power plant was ready. But nobody could get it going because of the environmental constraints in the state of California. They are very strict. So I came back after finishing graduate school at Stanford and got back onto the job, redesigning because the specifications for running that plant could never satisfy the environmental requirements. Then I was involved in coal-fired power plants and so on. In California, most people don't even want a coal-fired power station in their backyard. Nobody wanted a substation in his backyard. So if you see how long it took before the Diablo Canyon got on stream, and then other power plants that I worked on in the east coast of the US, like the Susquehanna nuclear power plant, the fact that every engineer and system had to be vetted by the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. Let me get back home to Nigeria. The way the power plant issue nuclear is discussed, everybody looks at everything as a contract.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we're going to have nuclear power plants. Everybody thinks that a job is coming on. If we are going to get a nuclear power plant running in this country, or two, is going to be a long, long time. The approval process that involves entities that are outside of Nigeria are so many and so long.
Yeah.
As it is now, I've been involved in training NEPA people and other systems in ordinary cable networks. Nigeria doesn't have enough engineers to run even the basic things we have on the ground now. We don't. So essentially, the idea of nuclear power plants is lofty.
It's lofty, but,
We'll
it's not realistic.
No, it's not realistic.
No,
Okay,
can
now-
I say something? Because
not
I know
realistic.
South Africa has a nuclear power plant, and they erected that nuclear power plant, I think, in 1980 something. I'm not sure which date now. If you say that we are not ready, when do you think we'll be ready?
Okay.
And what do you think we need to get ready?
Okay. See. I didn't come here to discuss myself, but I might as well say so.
Okay.
If you Google my name on the internet, or Duce Azi, that takes you to a whole body of works of what are written on almost every topic under the sun concerning power, coal mining, and so on and so forth.
Yes.
I have addressed some of these issues, targeting them to the people who are in a position to even to react. They are too scared to react. Because nobody wants to be wrong. That's the problem with Nigeria. Nobody takes a risk about taking a position and say, let's talk about it. I once called one of the professors at Lagos Business School and directed into one proposition I wrote on power and say, can you get your students who are involved in decision analysis to do a case study? I was doing case studies all along where you analyze things and then come to a conclusion based on the facts on the ground.
Yeah.
He ignored me. The Minister of Power in the last regime, together with the man at NEC, are always at the receiving end. As a matter of fact, they cannot say all the things I tell them.
Okay, now let's talk about Nigeria as how we can move forward, because obviously we're interested in alternate source of energy. I think we watched the video with where the Minister of Power was saying, telling us the various options we have. We're using I think there are two sources, the gas and water. That's what we're using right now. How can we harness the coal better, or how do we even better utilize what we currently have as power?
There's solar,
Yes.
there's windmill.
Alternative energy is elegant. People use the word sexy, esoteric. However, in power, you want what we call energy density per unit cost.
Okay.
If you bring $1 billion and keep it on the table, it will give you such an amount of power, alternative energy, and maybe 500 times that same amount of energy using the traditional means. I've written in a case where I said, Nigeria must go and develop the coal industry. One guy, one East African, acting as a consultant, was praising Nigeria some time ago about what Nigeria has done. I was taken aback because I follow trends. I wrote back, if you go there, Africa at the coal face of mining. I wrote that one time. I took him on and said, wait a minute, why are you giving us credit for what we have not done? So I now wrote, it's all in the both internet, business day, and all that. I said, no, we have not done that. Then later on, I took on the issue of mining in general and wrote on that. The point is that we have to wake up and do what needs to be done.
Sir,
Which is, sir?
may I take you back to nuclear
Okay,
energy?
nuclear, okay.
Now, there are 192 member countries of the United Nations.
Yes.
The 2016 Nuclear Security Summit had 53 out of 53 world leaders. We would understand if South Africa was invited because they have a nuclear plant with 2 nuclear reactors generating 9,600 megawatts of power.
Yes.
Nigeria does not have any nuclear reactor. We have a research reactor in Ahmadu Bello University in Zaria. We used to have one in Obafemi Awolowo University in Ife, which is now moribund. But every Nigerian president has attended the Nuclear Security Summit, from the first one in 2010. President Jonathan was there. He was in The Hague in 2014. President Buhari has attended the 2016 one. Why are the nuclear powers interested in Nigeria? Is it because we have uranium? Now, you are invited, but a lot of Nigerians think that, can we even get the basics right before you start to think of nuclear? Because under President Jonathan, we invited the Russian company Rosatom that wanted to start the nuclear power in Nigeria, and they said it will start in 2035. Are we putting the horse before the cart?
The point about is that don't take whatever you see in the press to mean anything. Nigeria Nigerian always wants to be where the noisiest part of the international fora. We want to be there. If you call a meeting of the World Railway Council, Nigerians will be there. When they don't have a single train running, they will slip right through the conferences and so on, produce no reports, and if someone was to prepare any report, it will be put away. That's the word. Put it away.
So it's a talk shop.
It's a talk shop.
Sir,
But it's
my concern is this. I remember that this nuclear talk dates very back. Dates back in the years. Shagari talked about nuclear power, I think in 1982.
It doesn't count.
I'm coming. Then I've also read, and I understand that for you to even have a nuclear plant in the first place, you need to have the allied medical infrastructure on ground, so that in case there's any fallout, you need the specialization. I don't know if you have that at the moment. And can you please tell us what the cost implication really would be? You know, if we put a timeline to it, and what the costing will look like to even generate, let's say, up to 10,000. I hear that if we start it now, we will generate 1,000 in about some years, and then 4,000 in many more years.
Yes, sir.
Let me get it clear. First of all, we are broke now, are we not?
Yes, we are. We can't pay salaries.
If we were capable of paying for, getting loan for, building a 1,200 megawatt, 3,000 megawatt power plant years ago, we can't afford it now. So the question is, we can't even afford it now. Then, if we were to start building one, or start designing one, all those ideas you have are an expression of intent. I just told you that the Diablo Kenyan power plant was ready while I was a young man in Biafra in 1968-70. And I came back after graduating from Unilag and was still on a project redesigning aspects, structural support systems in that same power plant, because the Americans couldn't even get themselves to run a plant that they built. So this is the point. Now the cost the cost implication of building a nuclear power plant is a lot higher than that of any other power plant.
Like solar, gas?
Every other one you can think about. The only thing that is cheaper about it, once you are finished building it.
No maintenance?
No. Maintenance, you can't say no maintenance. Maintenance is always, anything that's engineering has maintenance as, we call it plant availability. That's but the cost of the fuel is chicken money.
Okay.
Okay. Now that takes you back to the issue of safety. Do you want to go to nuclear power plants or not? Ask the Japanese. Ask the people at Chernobyl. The power plant I was involved in some of the design on site was actually a few miles upstream of the 3 Mile Island. People are old enough to remember what happened at 3 Mile Island on the Susquehanna River in Pennsylvania. They had a problem.
Okay.
So it's difficult.
But the nuclear, because I read a bit about that nuclear fission, and I know that they have improved on technology to the point that fission helps to reduce the radioactive reactions if you want to go by the nuclear way. We have deposits of what's it called, uranium in about 6 states in this country. And the cost for building a nuclear power plant is about $6 to $9 billion. That would generate about 1,100 megawatts. If you're saying that we are not ready, or more, if you say we are not ready, when will we be ready? And what, I mean, at what point? Because we keep saying we are not ready, years are going by.
Okay.
Then when will we be ready?
Okay. Most countries in our position do things because they want to count. Nigeria is among the countries that are so and so. As a failed manufacturer who I've been involved in value chain, supply chain to get things going. For every activity you get yourself involved in, how many jobs do you create? Who and who do you help in the system and so on? That is why I talk about mining and all the other things. In the case of nuclear power does not depend on our having uranium. It has nothing to do with it. Just like once I wrote about the aluminum industry, people in the government were thinking that having bauxite was different. No, bauxite and alumina are commodities on the world market that have a price. So you can set up an aluminum factory because you want to make aluminum. Not because you have a non-existent bauxite mine.
Okay, let me take a break because some might call you a skeptic.
No,
I'm a realist. I'm an engineer to the core.
Okay.
No, but
So-
I say read because I have so much out there that I'm inviting debate. Nobody is talking to me.
Okay. All right. So okay, let's take a break. When we come back,
Being real, sir, I support you.
I don't support you. I think
I'm on all fours
let's
with
take a
you,
break.
sir.
When we come
Power
back,
plant.
we still have our engineer in the studio. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Guessing.
Welcome back. Now let's involve our callers and our tweeters. Yes.
And there are a few questions to you. Lester says, ask your guest about solar power. Won't it be the best option? Oluwatoyin says, the money to build the nuclear power plant had long been looted. The train left a long time ago. Gad George says, nuclear what? I say Nigeria is prepared for Calabash energy. The fire will burn in the Calabash. That's awesome.
Let me take this call from Niger State. Good morning. Are you there?
Hello, yes.
Shoaib from Niger State. Go ahead, please.
Hello, I'm here.
Yes.
Hello, Mrs. Mirayo, I am here. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome with my hello.
Delayed.
Mrs. Mirayo, as an issue of truth, I am totally against.
I think we lost.
Totally against you, Jumate, and you resource person. When are we going to go forward? Let us not be retrogressive. Let us progress.
Thank you.
Let it come now.
Okay. Thank you, Shoaib. Thank you, Shoaib.
I think a good leader should project hope. You're vast in this field. Because everything you've said, I understand. That is the reality. But I believe that if we want to move forward, we should focus on how, with all the situations that is on ground now, with what we have on ground, the resources we have on ground, what is the way forward? Because
And the insecurity we have on ground.
We can produce
the
power. We can
ban
have
has
a
touched that
solar farm. We can have what's it called, hydro. We can have wind farm. We can have a lot of options. You understand? But
So what's the
if we
solution,
say-
pretty much, right?
I mean, what is the way forward?
Okay.
In terms of that,
Let's
From my own experience and involvement,
Okay.
Yeah.
for the unit, for the quantum of resources you have, in which includes manpower, physical resources and manpower, you get more mileage by doing other things. Nuclear is somewhere far down at the back of the queue.
You have said that. So what is the
So basically, no. You see, the point is, I talk about my writings, which is not the purpose of my coming here. In seminars, I've spoken to the movers and shakers of this country.
Yeah.
Many of them were former group managing director of NNPC was arguing with me 20 years ago when I proposed at a function that we must have a national gas grid, whereby gas will be available over the country. People will now make investment decisions based on the availability of gas as a given.
Yes.
I won't mention his name. He was arguing with me, telling me it's expensive. 15 years down the road, Obasanjo and his group started building power plants and said, we couldn't get gas to a plant. I said, oh my God. The same thing I talked about, put gas power plants. I said,
Yeah.
what
So let me take this call from Mushing. Balikis, are you there?
Yes.
Good morning. Please go ahead.
Bilikis?
Balikis.
I just say hello.
Oh, hello.
oh, hello,
Hello, Balikis.
I want to ask,
Yes, I think Jumake wanted to
I
come
have
in.
a question. Wale Olaoye, who has been covering Nigeria's nuclear aspirations for decades, warns that we have security problems in Nigeria right now, and I don't want to think of a situation where we will manage the fallout of a nuclear leakage with the level of incompetence with which you have treated our hydropower stations. I don't see us managing nuclear power competently and efficiently. Do you agree?
That's
as a matter of fact, I could have made that one of my arguments, but I didn't want to. I wanted to go to strictly technical matter, but he hit the nail on the head.
Ogami, what are the quick wins for us to have solutions to power in Nigeria?
Quick wins.
yes.
Quick wins is that the mining industry, which I've elaborated on now, must be revitalized.
okay. Mining.
I have made this proposal, for example, Kogi, Benue, and Nasarawa State have no reason why they should not develop their coal mines and build power plants and sell to neighboring states. The centralization of power in this country, when I mean power,
That's a
authority in this country, is making states and group of states treating them like invalids and infants.
When they actually have a lot.
To throw them into the deep end of the pool.
Yes.
So sink or swim.
I think our Minister of Solid Minerals has already said that
every
state
state
should actually be
mind
using
their
No. The point about it is that
Decades. What is the blueprint?
if your Mongo Google of this day, some time ago wrote and said, number 2008, that if the chicken does not do quote, how does it train his children? These people in government, ministry, apart from NMPC, Ministry of Power was a gold mine. Sell the power plants as they were, they refused, and they kept putting money into it until you get to this situation. People should be able to take control of their own destiny. The man in Calabar cannot complain that Abuja did not send him power. Let him build his own power plant.
Hallelujah. Let me take this call from Wale. Wale, are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Wale. Go ahead, please.
Oh, good morning, Hua,
Good morning, sir.
and our guest.
Oh, thank you very much.
Hua, just continue the way you've been, analyzing things. We are really enjoying you.
Thank you, sir.
Please, the problem of we Nigeria is all this expatriate, all this so-called expert, and put them there now. There will be another issue. You brought this guy, and he has not provided any solution. All he has been telling us is all about himself in UK.
No, but he just did one now.
The solution is what we need. Please,
Okay.
Ruben Abat was doing the same thing before he was making. So they will just come on here and be selling themselves. That's just the issue. You must stop being sentiment.
Thank you very much,
We are
Wale.
being realistic. You are the one
Thank
who
you,
is
Wale.
being sentimental.
Okay,
If you
all right.
have a nuclear accident anywhere in Nigeria, we will not be able to cope with it. We are unable to even use solar. There's a lot of
the gas
sun
burn
in
down.
the north. Why are we not generating electricity using solar that is free? Why are you thinking of
And even
nuclear
wind.
with our incompetence and lack of even funds?
Yes, sir.
So please,
leave the sentiment.
the gentleman who just spoke does not realize that I'm talking from actual battle stories. I don't discuss what may be, it's what I have seen, what I've encountered. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
That's what
Well
I'm talking
done.
about. So essentially,
You're talking about the quick wins. for
the quick
Nigeria.
wins is that we must fully redefine our multiple redundancy system, and then the energy mix.
Okay.
Now, right now, we talk about, oh, we have this, we have that. It's like you're in a geography lesson. We have coal, we have this. No. In actual fact, we should make sure that there must be a split between the amount of power we generate from gas. Nigeria can generate all its power from gas, but is that realistic and sensible? The answer is no.
Oh, so we must split it.
Because again, I've emphasized on this before. The industry for developing the gas fields is highly capital intensive, and most of it is offshore. Nuovo Pignone, the part of the ACO Group, General Electric, and so on, to process gas. 90% of the cost of developing those are offshore, Italy and other places. Whereas if you talk about coal and the other systems, most of it is domestic. 60% of the cost is salaries for people who are going to mine the coal. Then our full potential of hydro has not been fully established.
And solar as well.
No, solar is there. Solar will, let's use the word alternative energy. The alternative energy is a small but continuously growing proportion.
Yeah.
We cannot dwell on it. It's coming there because we want to be there when it becomes the main thing. We should have been. We cannot stay in the dark.
What about wind?
It goes all under alternative energy.
Okay.
Wind
So
energy.
hydro is the main thing.
Hydro is the main thing.
Coal and gas. That's the
gas.
fossil fuels.
Yes, fossil fuels.
Okay.
And then, of course, if our refineries are working, the residual oil can even go to some power plant that use heavy oil.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so three tweets quickly. Conk Niger Music says, did you know the incinerator at Charity Oshodi built by Jakonde was to burn refuse and turn to power? Samuel Bola Stevens says, nuclear energy in Nigeria, I don't think so. Ordinary fuel, we cannot manage. How much more energy power? Where are the resources to maintain them? Dada Oloweyo says, Nigerians dissipate emotional energy on nonsense. Baba Goslow went on a jamboree. His supporters are none the wiser on nuclear energy.
Olakunle says, Mr. Oduche should use his wealth of experience to help us out from this menace. Prosper says, Okay, that's the wrong. Okay, he said, if I wasn't married, I would have chased. Ah, okay.
All
I don't know
right,
that.
that's all we can take on the show. Thank you so much, sir. I think we enjoyed your company today.
My pleasure.
We hope to bring you
So
back at
will
some
you
point.
will you
We have to.
offer your services to the Nigerian government if the day
I have. I said the ministers, the last minister of power, the head of NEC, as a matter, they cannot
So
tell
you
you.
have been
All, they
talking?
can't tell you everything I'm telling.
Yeah.
For every article I write in the paper, maybe I write them 2 or 3 other times. And when I write to them directly, I'm more blunt. Than what,
All right,
because
thank you very much,
I'm
sir.
more blunt. That's it.
Once again, thank
Thank
you
you
very
so
much.
much,
Well
sir.
done,
My
sir.
pleasure.
We
enjoyed
I hope
your
I've been of
company.
help.
Yes, you are.
Many thanks to Mr. Abiodun Hassan for the beautiful flower verses he got us. We're going to start using it maybe from tomorrow. Get some flowers. He got us 2 beautiful, nice flower verses. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. You can watch a repeat broadcast on YouTube later on. Have a blessed day and see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Get my camera.